Good morning. Hi everybody, it's Dr. Lisa coming to you from Tampa, Florida as an internal medicine, functional medicine, holistic doc, running a very busy primary care practice with almost 8,000 patients. And I wanted to take today to help us all get a little bit back into balance. I will review a couple of things real quickly, which is we have talked about antibody testing, and I wanted to update everybody that we have now done approximately 150 antibody testing, predominantly through Quest Labs at our practice, and we have had only 2 come back positive. And I did cross-check a family where one family member had shown positive antibodies, and we were surprised that they were all negative, and so we used another lab that was a send-out lab, and they were all negative on that lab as well. So what the antibody testing seems to be showing, at least in my practice, is even people who had pretty severe and odd illnesses, and there's a lot of us. I had a really weird high fever. I know a lot of colleagues in several of the forums and groups I'm part of have had illnesses anywhere from about September to March that they were very highly suspicious. And I've had some patients who their stories and their clinical presentation seemed pretty classic for COVID, and their antibody testing was negative as well. So again, not sure what to put into the antibody testing. I would say at this point, you all getting tested if you did not, especially if you did not have any kind of symptomatology. I don't know how useful it's going to be, and my guess based on the percentages we're seeing here is that it's likely to be negative. So that's an update on antibody testing. There are some exciting things still coming out in terms of treatment and studies and things that I want you all to be aware of. So one is that vitamin D, which has been in our back pocket for so long, and any of you that are patients of mine or have heard me speak before know I'm a huge proponent of getting vitamin D levels up to about 60 or 70, which is pretty high. And here in Florida, when we test people, the vast majority of my patients are as low as in the teens, like 15, 20, 30. The cutoff on your lab slip, if you guys are looking at your blood work, it may not flag as low because they have a very low range on those, on the ranges that are given on the lab. So it will say even 30 and up, and 30, 40 is still not high enough. Especially during this pandemic. So make sure you're getting your levels closer to 70 or 80 would be a really good place to shoot for. And if you haven't had your vitamin D levels checked, just go ahead and take D. Almost all of us are deficient. I'm putting everyone on a minimum of 5,000 a day. It comes in one capsule. You can get it combined with K2. Vitamin K is a newer kind of hotter vitamin people are talking about, but the research is there in immune boosting, in cardio protection, in bone health. So most of the products are now a combination of D and K, and you can just take one and your immune system will be lifted. A couple of other interesting scientific results. Patients with low testosterone having worse outcomes. We've heard over and over again about blood sugar control. And that just brings up to me the importance for getting everybody back centered. The past week or so, there's been a lot that has come to the surface for me, for you, where we've opened our eyes to imbalance, to questionable things that are potentially going on. And instead of going into what my thoughts are of who is controlling this, the outcome of this pandemic, who is making decisions on closing things that seem extreme, what I wanted to talk about instead was to take a look at history in general and look at where we have what has happened, which has been constant division in people. So this goes back actually several hundred years ago, where you look at different societies and the control between just division of religion, where it would cause people to fight inside. We look at race, causing people to fight for no clear reason. We're all connected. We're all people. We're all humanity. We look at politics, and I've had a lot of people reach out to me and ask if I think there's a political reason behind this pandemic, and my intuitive feeling is that it's much bigger than that. This is a global issue. I think the politicians are just being kind of utilized as puppets to keep us divided. What is one of the biggest things that divided us in this country? And it's politics, which is honestly why I've never been political. I just have voted with things that I truly believe in. So when we look at it that way, if the goal is division, and we talked yesterday a little bit about subconscious messaging and priming, which is also a way to get to our subconscious, and also division, that's dividing us from our own intuition, then what can we do that is positive? Because it's enough of the fear-based talk for right now. I had to get myself back centered and balanced with a super long meditation and a really great workout this morning, and I feel much better and much more centered. What can we do to get ourselves balanced again? And the thing that makes me excited is we can look at what's happening right now. We are banding together. So the division of, let's say, mainstream media and what everybody is actually feeling, we now have people like me who have felt compelled to come and lead. We have people who are all over the internet trying to speak and spread truth. That is exciting. That's bringing us together, not dividing us. And whatever the agenda is or was or is meant to be, I don't think that I think they underestimated the power of connection. When we talk about energy, and I am a big believer that energy is what's connecting all of us, we all emit certain frequencies. And there's a really fat book called Power versus Force. It is wrapped up in saran because the MD PhD that wrote it didn't want anybody's energy thumbing through it in the bookstore, which is really interesting. But there's something in that book called the Map of Consciousness. And what he did is he used a technique called muscle testing, which we actually use in my office, and I'm happy to answer questions about and share in another video. And he said that people are vibrating anywhere from 0 to 1,000. And what does that mean? It means our primary frequency can be down in negative emotions, hate, fear, grief, guilt, and those are about 0 to 200. And once we cross over 200, we go up hope and love, and eventually hit places where icons and world leaders, Buddha, Jesus, Moses, where they are up closer to 1,000. And the line in the book that really struck me that I want to share and get close to ending with you today is he said that energy, because of the power of energy and this unseen and unheard connection that we all have, one person vibrating in love, so that's like 500, 600, is enough just by existing. So just breathing, existing, to negate stadiums full of people that are in the negative. What does that mean to you? Well, it means we are now breaking the division that has been forced upon us. We are connecting to each other. We are trying to come from love, and when we go inside and we find that, which is going to start with self-love. So many of us still have deep-seated things from past relationships, childhood. When we have unworthiness and lack of self-love, then all these fear messages from the media and from agendas and wherever else they're coming from can get us more controlled. When we release our own inner unworthiness and we find self-love, then we can come out with authenticity, and the divide and the division and the agendas, they have no chance. So take today, maybe do a little journaling, maybe do a guided meditation. It's free on YouTube. Everyone can do it. It's 10 minutes. Search guided meditation. Try out the Honest Guys. They're one of my favorites. If you've never meditated before, they're really, really easy to get out of your head. And just find things of beauty around you. Nature is the greatest source of energy that can support us. And I hope that you will do that today to help shift the energetic frequencies of what's going on this planet right now. We need all of you to be in a place of love. I'll end with an affirmation. The affirmation is, I invoke balance, love, and connection in all aspects of my life. I invoke balance, love, and connection in all aspects of my life. Bye for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and please share, let me know other topics that you would like me to bring up, and we will see you soon. Take care.